I couldn't get it to go live on my original thing. Oh, it's a pain. I thought it was going to work, but it hasn't. So I'm hoping people will know where I am, which is doubtful because I couldn't figure it out. Couldn't figure out how to get the scheduled stream to work. I just couldn't figure it. It just, I was waiting for it to sort of prompt me to actually start doing it, and nothing happened. It just says upcoming. Pain in the arse. How do I do it? I got one person watching. How do I get the other stream to start? I was expecting it to prompt me, but nothing happened. How'd you get this one to start? What if I just put in a link to it? Yeah, hold on. I'm just going to copy something and put it into the other stream because I couldn't figure out how to get it to work. Oh, yeah, this one says live. Yeah, that's the one that's live. Oops. Oh. Right, hopefully that works. Oh, where am I? Oh, I'm back again. This is not working with. I got one of those special lights, look. Oh. So I can change it. Is that better? Sort of. Yeah, I got a bit of a cold. Yeah, feeling a bit rough. But I've got some port and brandy, and I've got some tissues for blowing one's nose. Oh, good evening. Oh, it's terrible, this light. Is that better? Not really. You got two lights at me and it still looks dark. Maybe if I got that one closer. It's not working, is it? Is that better? No. Got two lights. Maybe if I should turn the big one off. That's better. That's better. The big one turned off. Right, yeah, so been feeling a bit rough lately. Hot and cold shivers all night last night. Oh. 1 minute boiling hot, next minute freezing cold. It was horrendous. So, yeah. Are we live? My dudes, yeah, we're live, but I couldn't get it to do it on the channel that I hoped it was going to do it on. Let's go back and check. How many people watching the other stream that didn't work? Only 9 watching. That's all right. So, yeah. Oh, yes. So, anyway, where was I? My immune system is working hard. Oh, yeah, it is. I got some Port brandy. It's very good for colds, which it makes me feel better. But it's a bit of a sore throat, a bit bunged up. Hopefully, I'll be back out metal detecting soon and doing a few more edges. And there's some areas around that have got like very weedy and brambles and all sorts. So yeah, I'm hoping to copy another YouTuber in. There's a guy in America by the name of by the name of SB Mowing. Is one of his videos. All he does is mow lawns. Okay, they're a bit overgrown, but all he does is mow lawns, and he's got 14 million views. Like, he's got a video with 14 million views. And this guy, he started. I watched. He did a live stream, and he hadn't been monetized. He applied for monetization, and he hadn't been monetized by the time he had 63,000 subscribers. And I thought, what? Really? 63,000. It took me 7 years to get to 17,000 subscribers. So for him to get 63,000 in a couple of months is going some. And all he does is he mows lawns. That's it. Just mows lawns. Okay, they're a bit overgrown, and he does it for free. But that's what I thought. Well, I could do with some of that. You know, I've been gardening for the past 30 odd years. So I thought, yeah, let's go for doing something like that. I've always done like the free jobs around, like, you know, where if there's like a big patch of brambles that have grown up next to someone's house and they can't be bothered to clear it out, then I've got in there and I've cleared it out. Like, so, and there's one place I know I've been looking at for the past couple of weeks. It's got massive amount of brambles, but I thought, oh, do I want to clear it now, or do I want to wait for some nice juicy blackberries to appear before I do it? So yeah, I might do that. But it's a big job. And then there's other places where just like weeds everywhere. I could do that. I could do that job. There's you know, where the, you know, around here, there's a lot of footpaths around where I live, and the grass has grown over so far in places, like 2 foot across. And I've just bought today. It's not arrived yet, but I bought one of those proper edging tools. You know, not the hand thing, but a proper motorized edging tool. Yeah, cost me a few quid. Oh, pigeon blood ruby. Japan is on its 9th CV wave on the island of Okinawa. Oh, okay, it might be the new strain. Well, if it is a new strain, the first time I had COVID was I had a really bad chesty cough, really bad. You know, I couldn't smoke. Oh, I couldn't smoke. Well, not could smoke, couldn't vape. It was horrendous. But this it lasted. I had hot and cold shivers for about 20 hours, and then next morning I felt fine. I feel fine, but I'm just like bunged up. Ugh, bunged up, horrendously bunged up. So that's pretty bad, being severely bunged up. So yeah, and I can't taste anything. Oh, I can't taste the port and brandy at all. I can feel it. I can feel it hitting the back of my throat. Oh, anesthetizing the back of my throat. Yeah, it's definitely doing that. So I got a whole list of things to talk about. What we got first on the list? Other channels. Other channels. Oh yeah. So this is my third channel now. Third channel. I started off. What are they doing me at? Oh, here it is. My first channel was West Country Clegg. Got a new badge because I lost the previous one. This one is a bit light green, but the first one I had, the text was dark and it didn't show up very well. So I thought I'd go for one a bit lighter. The green is a bit on the greeny side. It don't match the hat at all. My floppy hat for keeping the sun off. But it's it's quite clear. So I might stick with that. Made in China somewhere. I can't seem to find anywhere local. But so I'll probably get a different badge for the different channels I have. So West Country Clegg is my main metal detecting YouTube channel. I've got 17,000 subscribers. My next one is the Horde Hunter, where I bought a machine that cost me more than I had in the bank. Well, not quite more than I had in the bank, but it cost me a lot of money. So I'm still sort of working on getting some epic permissions for that. And I've just set up this new channel, Clegg the Lawnmower Man, because I've always been a gardener and I've always done like tidying up jobs for free. And I thought, well, there's this guy in America that does exactly that, and he's getting like millions of views a video for tidying up gardens for free. And I thought, oh, I've been doing it for a few years. As you can see, the grey hairs up here. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. So I thought, yeah, why not? Let's give it a go. So I bought myself a blower. So I got a Makita. I already had a Makita lawnmower, so a battery operated lawnmower. And then I got a Makita blower, and I just bought a Makita edger. So you've got the head unit, the motor, and it goes down a shaft to it don't go anywhere. And then Makita have made a bottom bit that slots into that shaft, so it's like two things that slot together, and it's a proper edging tool, but it's battery operated. And the problem I was getting, the hand tool, it could only do sort of so much, and in order to find metal detecting objects, you've got to be able to do a bit more. My first video, which I might have linked in the description. Did I change it over? Is it in the description of this video? Let's have a look. Your channels, live. That one. Is it in here? Did I link it over? Oh, no. Can I edit this? Edit video? Can I edit the video whilst it's going? Possibly. Right, I'll just work on that. It's still live. Oh, where did that one go? Damn. I got to bring that one back up. Hold on, I'm just going to try and put this video on. YouTube Studio, content, live, that one. There we go. I'll copy that, copy, and then this is the live one, paste, save, hopefully appear in the live stream. So if you now go and look in the description, because I can't see it when I'm live for some reason, you'll be able to see one of my most popular videos. And that one, all I did was find a little metal screw, just a screw, and I got 4,000 views out of that video. So you might have to refresh to see it. But I got 4,000 views out of just because I cut all the grass off, flip it over onto the path, and then I metal detect the overburden, for the want of a better word, and I found a screw, and I said, I've been screwed. But what I might do next time is actually put it onto the grass, because on a few occasions I've been metal detecting and I've found metal targets under the tarmac of the path and the concrete of the path, which is obviously impossible to get at. So next time I do it, I'm going to put the turf onto the grass, and then if I find something buried, I might do a sneaky hole in the grass, but generally it'd be easier to get to. Vaping and smoking is antiviral, is it? The spike protein has a whatever, may help with the, well, it sounds, this pigeon blood ruby is, it sounds a bit technical. It sounds a bit scientific this time of night. Hello, Cleggy from New Jersey, across the pond. Are you a chemist? Yeah, exactly. That's just what I said. He's a chemist. Beyond me. I used to work in a R&D related to a medical field. I read a lot of research papers. So if you like, put in the chat where you're from, what time it is you're watching this, where you're from, what country, if you're over the pond, if you're in Australia, it could be in the Far East. Oh, hold on. Whereabouts are you around the world? We got 13 watching, 8 thumbs up. I'm pretty sure in the last one I could see how many thumbs up. 13 watching and only 8 thumbs up. I haven't done a live stream for a while, so when am I back metal detecting? When am I back? Well, I just emailed someone tonight. Let's have a quick look, see if they've got back to me. Inbox. No, not yet. But soon, maybe in a couple of days. Oh, that hits the back of the throat, that does. 5 p.m. in Clifton, New Jersey. Well, we've got a Clifton round here. In Bristol, there's a Clifton, very posh Clifton. Very posh in Clifton. And lots of money there. Near Bristol. They must not have had thumbs. That's right. We got 11 thumbs up, 13 people watching. Yeah, I'd like to have had the original stream up, but it kind of didn't work. And I publicised it everywhere. And you have to try that again, because that was very annoying. Oh well, can't be helped. So pigeon blood ruby, yeah, there is used to promote other YouTubers with SEO. If you know what Google and YouTube algorithm is looking for, you can rocket your channel to the front page and gain subscribers. Yeah. Well, I've been doing YouTube for 7 years. I'm, that's the thing. There's a lot of people that watch SB Mowing for his mowing. I think possibly because it, encourages the viewer to actually do something on their own gardens. And there's a lot of people that watch metal detecting. But metal detecting, the niche of metal detecting is a bit squashed. And it doesn't kind of jump out either side or up or down or whatever. It doesn't kind of get out of metal detecting. So when I saw this guy, what's the guy's name? Spencer. When I saw Spencer, I thought, there he is, chopping all this, this turf off the top of these paths where people have been walking up and down these paths for that amount of growth on the path. There's got to be stuff dropped. And I remember watching years ago you get this program in the UK called Antiques Roadshow. I think they do a similar thing in America, where someone found a gold ring and she took it into the antiques expert on this TV program, and it was worth like 20 grand. And she found it on a footpath. And I thought, well, people, there's a lot more footfall on some of these footpaths than in some of these fields in the middle of nowhere. Probably get one person a week walking across. And that's if they drop anything. So I thought these footpaths are bound to get more, you're bound to find more, obviously more modern stuff. But if people are dropping gold rings, highly unlikely I'm going to find a gold ring. But if someone did, then you could be looking at quite a few finds on the footpath. Not necessarily gold every day, but, finds. And it could kind of jiggery pokery the algorithm. And you don't want to, everyone always says, always the algorithm, blah, blah, blah. It's not the algorithm, it's the audience. So you want to take that algorithm, put that in brackets, and put audience next to it out of brackets. It's what the audience wants to see. So I've looked at the way the algorithm worked. There's this thing in YouTube when you do a video called audience retention, and you can see there's a little dotted line and it shows you where, this is boring, it drops off, or if it's exciting, it goes up. And when I've been using the hand edging tool, I can see it dropping off. But when I've sort of opened the video with the blasting away with the strimmer, that's more interesting, it goes up. So yeah, I bought a battery operated edging tool, about 180 quid. Bought that today. It's not going to arrive for a few days, but I bought one of those. Anyway, so basically what Pigeon has been describing is jiggery pokery with the algorithm. Anyway, let's get off that tricky subject. Where is the donation tab? They're in a donation tab. I'm afraid I've not been monetized with this channel. No, No. When I get to 500 subscribers, and I'm on about 300 and something, I can set up a community thing. I haven't done it yet. Community followers, community. Something I can't remember the name. What's the name of it? But I can set one of those up. I need 300 subscribers and 500 subscribers and something else. Followers, community followers, I think. Is it called? I don't know. The guy that I have in mind to make 100,000 quid. Used YouTube, and he doing it after his first year. Google used to offer SEO classes. I met one of the first graduates from the Google course. Well, this guy, SB Mowing, is like, I looked at him, and I sort of, he's only been going a year, or just over a year, and then just about, I don't know, a couple of months after he started, he did a live stream, and at the moment he did a live stream, he had 63,000 subscribers, which is a lot, and he hadn't been monetized. And when I went back to if you go back to his very first video, all of his gear that he's using for mowing is all brand new. So he must have only just started, within a couple of months, done that live stream. So like 63,000 subscribers in just a few months. And now his channel's just over a year old, and he's got 1.3 million subscribers. Now, the idea, if this new channel takes off, and I'm hoping it probably will do, having enough money to go to a landowner and say, oh, I'd like to rent your field. Oh, what we, landowner, what we talking about? 1,000 quid a month? Well, what? Yeah, 1,000 a month. And if I get 500,000 subscribers, then I can like shift them over to that channel. There'll be like a pinball machine, like bouncing around subscribers. Oh God, I didn't put too much. Did I put too much of the strong stuff in there? Start telling your friends, everyone, let's get Cleggy to 500. Yeah, get me up to 500 subs. Stand up for your rights. Oh, stand up for your rights. Right. I followed you as metal detector, and now as a gardener. Question: where are you based? I am up in Cumbria. Right, so I'm based in a little town called Yate, Yate, South Gloucestershire. But no, that's not Gloucestershire proper. That's another separate county called South Gloucestershire, which is a bit sort of north-east-ish Bristol. We need more thumbs up. We do. Yes. Look, 17 people watching and only 12 thumbs up. If you're wondering, I got up yesterday. I was in bed all day, delirious. I was delirious, hot and cold sweats, feeling terrible, and now I'm sort of like feeling much better, but just a bit of a sore throat and severely bunged up. Really bunged up. I've got tablets for when the sore throat gets really bad, and what's the other stuff? I got stuff here. Here we go. Sudafed, blocked nose. Oh, I got a couple of them. When it gets like bunged up, and you're trying to sleep at night, and your nose is bunged up, and you've got to breathe through your mouth. It's horrible. But it's not too bad now. Hello, Clegg. You not COVID? No. You moved up from Somerset to Cumbria. Oh, God. Don't you get a lot of mozzies up there? Not mozzies. Is it mozzies? Those things that bite you in the countryside. Yeah, mozzies. How's my dad doing? Oh, he's all right. He's approaching 90. Getting on a bit. That's why I want to sort of like the new channel maybe a bit closer to home in case something goes, pear-shaped. He fell over a bit. He hadn't fallen over for a while. I managed to cut him down. He was walking over the shops and buying strong ale. So I thought, I'm going to get around this. So I started buying much weaker ale on Amazon. There's this stuff called Green King IPA, and it's like 3.6%, which is like still tastes right. It's just like weaker. So I started buying that 24 cans of that at a time. It's about 25 quid a case, free delivery. Every few days we get a couple of cases delivered of that, and you can drink that until the cows come home. And he don't fall over anymore. Because if he was to fall over when I went here, that could mess him up mentally. And he's of the age now where any kind of anything where it kind of agitates him, I try and keep him free of agitation, because agitation tends to make him like really forgetful and plays around with his mental health, so to speak. But keep him off getting agitated. So I open his letters, make sure you don't get anything that looks a bit dodgy. And if it looks like rubbish, I just tear it up and chuck it in the bin. Phil was in Yate yesterday. Picked up some fishing tackle. You have to pop round. I'll private message you. Oh, Jesus. That certainly is the back of the throat, that does. I've got to blow my nose. Got the bog roll. Bog roll. No, I don't know. In America, what do you call toilet rolls? Over here, we call these bog rolls. Proper blowing tissues are expensive. So here's just some nice cheap bog roll, nice and soft. Got no snot covering my mouth, no. TP rolls. Good evening, good evening. Oh, up to 20 people watching. We're on fire. What are you drinking? Port and brandy. So I've got some cover up Napoleonic brandy, just a little bottle. And port, port, fortified red wine. If you're feeling a bit rough, just a splash of brandy and a more of a slash of port. And it makes you feel warm inside. Blackberry brandy. Oh, well, I've made blackberry. Blackberry and apple pie is nice. Sloe gin. I used to make sloe gin, but prices of gin nowadays are expensive. I used to like elderberry wine. Oh, elderberry. Used to make gallons of that of a demijohn at a party and just glug glug. Pass around the gallon container of elderberry wine. Oh, yeah. So, what else can we talk about? Yeah, new permit. I might have a new permission coming up from my other channel, which is West Country Clegg. Oh, there's look, West Country Clegg. That's my main channel. I wanted to concentrate a bit more on my Clegg the lawnmower man because I got to get that to a point where I can monetize. Because I'm hoping it'll go viral and I'll be earning like thousands of pounds a video, which would be very nice. And then that Clegg the lawnmower man could then publicize my other channels, a bit like Scottish John, the Scottish detectorist. The reason his channel has gone from like 10,000 subscribers to 30,000 is because he's got a big presence on TikTok and other channels to do with history, and that's boosted his channel to extreme heights in a rapid amount of time. So yeah, I'm hoping. And the reason it's dark in here, if I put this light on, it's behind me, and it kind of this light should be further over. But yeah, it will. And I've spent, what have I spent on this new channel? I could have bought a new metal. I could have bought the Manticore for what I've spent on this channel. Well, probably not quite the Manticore. About 700 quid on a new channel. Expensive stuff. I watched a doctor give a lecture. He suggested that men only drink wine or gin as so not to disrupt the hormone system. I thought only women had hormones. I'm going to get a few unsubscribers now. How was the gardening coming along? Oh, it was going great leaps and bounds until I caught something that I'm not sure whether it's just like a bad cold or it's sort of like I think it's a mixture of a cold and COVID, where whether COVID is actually mixing with colds nowadays. I think that's a possibility because, you know, before COVID, if I had a cold, I had a sore throat for like a few hours. Then I felt a bit rough, and then I had sort of like runny nose and bunged up for like maybe 2 or 3 days afterwards. But no, this one came on quite rapidly. The next day I was in bed all day, literally all day, boiling hot 1 minute, freezing cold the next, shivering whilst I was lying in bed, shivering, literally shivering. Like I don't know if anyone's ever had sunstroke. I had that once, where you think you're freezing cold, but when you feel your skin, you're boiling hot. And then the next day I felt a lot better, and then after that I got a bit bunged up. So I feel a lot better now, but just a bit bunged up. So I think what's happening is the common cold is merging with COVID, and it's kind of, you're getting sort of like rougher colds, if that makes sense. I've just got a big pot of honey today and set up 2 big 10-litre balloon bottles of Met today. They mean mead, not Met, because that'd be very expensive, like 10 litres of honey. Costs a fortune. 6 to 8 weeks, then I can poison my friends with them. Yeah. The Fields of Perthshire, John. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Scottish John. He had I gave him a shout out when he had a lot less subscribers than me. And now he's got almost twice the amount of subscribers than me. But he's got, like I said, he's got a big presence on TikTok and what's the other one? Instagram and all that sort of thing. He's got, I think, on TikTok he's got close to 1 million followers. There's quite a few. So, and he's a blue badge holder, if you like, for doing these guided tours around Scotland. He's got a little minibus, and he crams these Americans into this minibus, and he drives them around Scotland. I don't know if he stays with them when they're in the little hotels or whatever, but he crams them in, and next morning he picks them up, little minibus, and he takes them to the next place and the next place and next place, and he gives them all the Scottish history lowdown, and and he makes, that's his income. And of course in the winter there's no tours, so he mostly does metal detection. And that's why when you see him, he goes into great, humongous detail about the smallest, insignificant lump of metal. Oh, lots of hearts going up. Woohoo! Oh, yeah, mead. I tried making it. No, do I ever made mead? I don't think I've made mead. I've made beer. Obviously, I've made it from scratch. I used to make it from scratch. In fact, I was offered a job at a brewery. So I know how to make beer. Actually, I've been experimenting lately to try and make when you make beer, you boil some hops, and which you put it into the beer. You put that into the beer, and then you strain it off. But the reason why lager's got no bits in it when you buy it, and real ale has to be settled, is because they what's called dry hopping. So they put into the barrel, they put mashed up pulverized hops into the barrel, and then they leave it to mature for a certain amount of days, and then they get shipped off to the pubs. And then when the barrel goes into the pubs, it has to be settled for like a couple of days, so all those bits sink to the bottom. And that's why you get, when it's starting to get near the end of the barrel, it starts to suck up that sludge. But you don't get that with lager because it's like perfectly filtered, and the gas only comes from the pressurized carbon monoxide stuff that they pump into it. Carbon monoxide? I don't think it's carbon monoxide, but something like that. So I have made beer, and I've been experimenting lately with just boiling some hops and then dry hopping liquid that I've just boiled some hops to make a bitter taste and a hoppy flavour, and then just straining that liquid, so it's just a small amount, just like a concentrated small amount, and just pouring that into a cheap beer to make it taste like a fantastic beer. It's coming along. Hold on, have I been skipping out? Someone suggested overlaying Benny Hill music. Well, I'm not sure whether I can do that and monetize it. Plus, I don't think it is appropriate, because Benny Hill was a man of his times, and we've moved on a bit from then. Sure, Benny Hill is very popular in America, but times have moved on. I don't want to sound woke, but if you go woke, you go broke. Right, moving on. How much does a gardener earn this day in the UK? Oh, I've got a sore throat. That hits the back of the throat, something chronic. I did a video on my new gardening channel, Clegg the Lawnmower Man, and I did 4 gardens in 20 minutes. 5 row lawn, so that's just mowing, trimming around the edge and brushing up, and it took me 20 minutes to do 4 lawns. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20. 20 minutes. If I could do a lot more than that in a row, I'd be quite tired by the end of it. But if I could do, that'd be that'd be £60 an hour. That'd be £60 an hour. That's maybe calculator. Hold on, just looking at my calculator. 8 hours a day. 60 times 8. I'll be getting close to 500 quid a day. But I don't, I put too much time and effort into YouTube to worry about what I'm making from gardening. Have I watched Moonshiners? Is that someone that polishes their bum and stands in front of a camera showing it off? Yeah, it might be, definitely copyright issues with Benny Hill. Yeah, it's old. It's 30, anything that over 30 years old. And I don't know what channel was Benny Hill on. If it was BBC, that'd be fine because BBC is a public broadcaster. But you do get people buy out public broadcasters, so it could be tricky. £5 a lawn? That's cheap, Cleggy. That is. But not when you take 5 minutes to do it. Yeah, 5 minutes. A lot of my customers are senior citizens, and busy people. I could probably get away with £10, but I did put it up last year to 6, but then I more or less dropped it back to 5 because it's just easier with 5. It's nice to be here live, but I have to run off to work. It's almost 8 a.m. in Australia. Well, that's the thing. You've got, I thought, 10 p.m. It's afternoon, well, early evening in America, and I've looked at my analytics. The vast majority of people watch me are here and here in America. And then the next one down is Australia. So getting them in the morning, me 10 o'clock at night, and then in America it's sort of 5, 6. So they finish work, and then it's could have possibly made it earlier, but then the vast majority of people watch me are here in England and then in America. So oh. Excuse me while I'm dying. Oh. Oh. Summer flu. I think I might have had COVID. Possibly. Afternoon, Cleggy. I hope you're okay. No, I'm dying. I'm dying. I'm dying. See the pink nose. Pink nose. I hope this can't travel down the live stream. Yeah, the port and brandy. Yeah, I'm getting a bit low on port and brandy. It's getting a bit low. I might have to top it up. Yeah, port and brandy, that's the best thing. Oh. Yeah, getting a bit low on brandy. Should have got plenty of port. Oh. Oh. have a AA. What's an AA? Cheers. Ooh, hits the back of the throat, that one. 19 people watching and 20 thumbs up. We've gone past more thumbs up than people watching. What else we got to talk about? I've got me list. Oh, I got some big jobs planned for the new channel. There's a few places around where there's garages, like ranks of garages, and there's like loads of weeds, loads of them. And get in there with me strimmer, blitz them with that. Then me spades, I can dig them up. The only problem at the moment, which is a bit awkward, is the bin men are on strike. They're on strike. I pay quite a lot of money for having my bins emptied, green bins. And I put most of my stuff in the green bins to get emptied. And they're on strike. They're not collecting the bins, the green bins. But there was something on the news that the public sector are going to get some kind of pay deal. Now, whether that accounts to the people that collect the bins, I don't know, because they're contracted. So I'm guessing they're still public sector. Which would be nice if they start collecting the green bins again, making life slightly awkward. I could always build a huge compost bin in the garden and just dump it in my garden, you know, attract wasps and all sorts of nasties. But yeah, I could do that. But yeah, it's just getting rid of it. And then there's once I've got just bought this new edger. It's not arrived yet, but it's a proper edger. You know, like the one on SB Mowing. It uses a proper edger with a metal blade rather than the hand thing I've been using. And get going around with that. It's a battery operated edger, so a Makita power module end bit. It's like a strimmer cut in half. The shaft goes down, it stops, and then you can buy the bottom half. So you can put a bottom half of a edger, you can put the bottom half of a strimmer, you can put a bottom half of an edge cutter, a chainsaw, all sorts of things that slot onto the bottom half. So it's two halves. So I got to buy two halves separately. It cost me 180 quid, and then I should be able to edge a lot more paths, which will increase the chances of finding a hoard of 50,000 spendable coins that people have dropped whilst walking along the footpaths. Hay fever. Well, I haven't got hay fever. I don't think I've. Occasionally I get like sniffles if I'm mowing dry grass and the dust is like wafting up. You know, I think it's the fine particles get in the nose and makes you sneeze. But generally, I don't suffer with hay fever. But I'm, you know, possibly honey might help. 19 people watching, 22 thumbs up. Go on, let's get that to like 50 thumbs up with only 19 people watching. Oh, go. Oh, it's the back of the throat, that. Oh, up to an hour. I've been online for an hour. I've got to figure out why I couldn't go from the scheduled thing to it just starting. Seemed a bit odd. It was asking me to do a like a OBS type setup where you go through a program called OBS. Now I've done that before. Maybe I'll have to do that again. And the good thing about being able to doing that is I'll be able to then share my screen rather than just be webcam. And I'll be able to show you the things I bought rather than just doing. Look, I got one of those new lights. Oh, just something popped up. Plenty of lawns up here to mow in Liverpool. Oh, there's plenty of lawns everywhere. It's just past midnight, is it? Oh, right. So it's 2300 here. Where's that then? You must be in Europe somewhere, surely. Wish you all the fun time and good night. Cheers. Bye bye for now. Yeah. Bye. Ben Jones. Jonas. Jonas. Sounds Scandinavian. Good night, my lover. What foo you think about Clarkson Farm TV series? I think I've watched it a few times. It's obviously set up, isn't it? Have you ever watched that Aussie Gold Hunters? The first few series were okay, but then it's it started to get into a bit of a pattern of like BS, and the later series has just got worse and worse and worse. When they're filming an old guy that's suddenly he's fallen over from heat stroke. He's on the floor and he's dying from heat stroke. If that was the case, then the camera crew would stop filming, they'd drop their cameras and they'd help the old boy out, wouldn't they? But no, they're nowhere to be seen. This old guy's dying on the floor from heat stroke and the camera crew have not stopped filming, anything like that. It's all like BS. So Clarkson's Farm, I'm sure he's a very nice chap in reality, and I can understand why when he lashed out at some of those directors. My brother used to do, well, he still does a lot of work with TV people, and those directors, they demand too much sometimes. They're always looking for the perfect shot, and they will make you jump through flaming hoops of fire to get the perfect shot. No matter how many takes it takes to make the perfect shot, they will keep going and going and going and going. And I can understand why he got pissed off one night. He hadn't had his tea, he was getting cranky, and he punched the director. Good to him for doing it. But, yeah, I don't watch Clarkson's Farm. I don't think. Have I sorted out the electric bike yet? Well, it's now summertime now. The electric bike works fine. It's winter time when the electric bike is a bit iffy. But I did Village Day a few weeks ago, and the guy next to me, who I've known from school, is a bicycle mechanic, and he makes his own e-bikes. So gets kits and builds them and all that sort of thing. So I might and his bikes that he makes goes a lot further than the bike that I bought for considerably more than he makes them for. So I might have to when this new channel goes viral and I'm getting, in 6 months time I've got 500,000 subscribers, and I'm getting like 3,000 or 4,000 pounds a video, I will say, here's my old bike, can you make me a new one for 50 quid? 12 a.m. in Spain. 12 a.m. Okay, so that's midnight. 12 a.m. No, that's midnight. It would be 1 a.m., wouldn't it? And 12 would be midday. Is that right? Possibly. How long have you been cutting people's grass and gardening? Oh, how long have I been gardening for? Can't remember. Got to be 30 years. Got to be 30 years. Yes, Norman. Got to be 30 years. I used to have one of those vans like Del Boy Trotter, Only Fools and Horses, the three-wheeler. And I used to drive all over the place. Used to go miles for doing gardens that were paying peanuts. Now I've got my little trolley. Everyone see me little trolley? I got me little trolley. I pull it around the local neighborhood. My overheads are this big. The vast majority of what I spend is petrol for my strimmer. I bought a bottle of 2-stroke oil for my strimmer 2 years ago, a litre bottle, and I'm almost run out of it. So it's like a couple of quid for, well, probably more, maybe a 4 or 5 quid for a 2-litre bottle of 2-stroke oil, and I probably get through 4 gallons of petrol a year for the strimmer. So I'm about to buy a head engine for a split engine to do the edging, but I could easily put a strimming head onto that other end, and I'd have an electric strimmer, so I wouldn't need to buy any petrol at all. I haven't got a car or a van. My overheads would be what would the overheads be? Paying for the electric to charge the Makita batteries. And that would be it. Obviously, I've got a big petrol strimmer. It's a big beefy thing. I could put a brush cutter blade on there. You need power if you're going to do like brush cutting. I don't think a Makita strimmer would be able to cope with some of the brush cutting jobs I've done, especially when lawns are like a metre tall, and you need a bit of oomph. No, you could. I don't think that's the only thing that held me back, but the mowers worked fine. The mower's great. Where is it to? Do Makita support my channel? Not yet, but I'm working on it. Maybe when I can, maybe in 6 months I've got 500 million subscribers. Maybe they might, warm up to me. Hello, my lovers. Kirky's life stuff. Where is it too? Yeah, so they're not supporting me yet, but if they don't hurry up, I would have bought all this stuff before they can support me. It's disgraceful. Oh, God. Well, suddenly it's the throat, that stuff. Just about taste the pork. South Scotland. Follow you and John from the fields of Perthshire. All right, okay. Yeah, I gave John a shout out, and his channel after that went ballistic. I tend to give shout outs to channels that I think are gonna go wild. I've not always been right. Some channels I've given shout outs to have flopped. I get hassled a lot by some channels. Oh, give me a shout out. And I take one look at them, and after just 2 or 3 seconds, I think, ugh, what am I watching this for? And it's just no way that they're going to go anywhere. There are some channels that try too hard. They might have very good followings, but it's not organic. It's not. They're trying to be film directors. They're not trying to be themselves. They're trying to be film directors. With me, I'm just want to put my own personality, my own me across. I'm not a film director. My brother's a film director. He's just come back from a job. He's done film directing, small scale stuff, but he's just come back from a job that he did in Morocco for the past 4 or 5 months. He's a senior special effects technician. The real stuff. People falling off buildings in flames and the real dodgy stuff. And he was earning £2,500 a week. What's about $3,000 a week? Ooh. And because it gives the contracts, he's now taking a little bit of time off to spend the money. I'm sure he'll pick up another job. Well, will he pick up another job? Because all this, this artificial intelligence type thing is, it looks so realistic nowadays. It's unreal. How long will it be before his job becomes surpassed by some computer with terabytes of RAM? All right. I've been ignoring some comments. his attention to history detail is amazing. Yes, it is. But he lacks your entertaining attitude. Yes, well, he's new, isn't he? He's new. He did a thumbnail. When you make a video, you do a thumbnail. And I've been badgering him to put his face in the thumbnail, smiling. And he did one the other day, and he's like, in the thumbnail. He just put his face in it. And he was like, looking like a caveman. And I said, next time, get your head a bit more central and try and smile. Try and smile. Because the algorithm picks up on smiling faces. And I've got all these AI programs that you can give it a thumbnail, and it will tell you whether the thumbnail is absolutely shite or it's 10 out of 10. So the thumbnails lately that you have probably been seeing looking like really good 10 out of 10 is because I use a program, an artificial intelligence program, to tell me if that thumbnail is 10 out of 10. And every time I check his thumbnails, they're like, they're all right, but you got to have your face in the thumbnail every time. And his thumbnails are like, ooh. But he's new, he'll get there in the end. It needs to be more normal. Where are we? Rabbiting too much. Yeah, I totally agree. I like John, but Clegg is more entertaining. Have you got the Horde Hunter back from John yet? No, I've not got the Horde Hunter back. I'm not bothered. I didn't get on with the thing. But he's on about getting the new Deus Horde Hunter, and if he gets that, I might ask for it back. You're spot on there, Cleggy. Some make it too complicated, and I prefer just real. Yeah. That's a lot of people just they think they're film directors, and and everyone likes to. That's why with my videos, occasionally you might see the camera stand in the shadow, or a bit when I'm tilting down the hole, when I'm doing the metal detecting videos, I'm tilting it down the hole, you might see the stand in the bottom of the shot. And you got to keep it real. Do you go to the pub after you finish a gardening job for a drink? Yeah, most of the time. But gardening, no. In the mornings, I tend to do the gardening in the mornings, and then in the afternoons, I go off metal detecting. So I'm working like doing gardening in the mornings, and then I come home, have lunch, and then I'm off to my detecting fields. I then probably go detecting for like 4 or 5 hours, and afterwards, after doing all that, I think, oh, I feel like a pint. Just Kirk's like stuff. Just watched your video when you found the gold noble. It captured the utter feeling of happiness. Amazing to watch. Yeah. It was, finding that gold noble was Never thought I'd find one. Never thought in my wildest dreams that I would dig up a gold noble. Just never entered my head. And I was like, you know, I was waving it over this field. And, you know, when I started concentrating on the area, I was finding hammer coins all around it. But the grass was quite long. There was a power lines above my head, doing my head right in. And it was quite hot. And I just thought, oh, I got a signal, sounds like cack. And I was sort of like flippantly just tossing the soil. And I said, oh, what's it? And you saw in the video, I snapped the root. Oh, it's a root. Oh, where's it gone? And I just leaned over, tipped the soil back, and there was a gold noble right in front of my eyes. Instantly knew what it was. And well, I kind of freaked out a bit. I should do more lives. Yeah, when I figure out how to get this pesky thing working, where you go from the sort of scheduled thing into the live stream, because I had to set up a new live stream. It would be far better if I could have just gone stuck with the same one over to the next. But no, it didn't kind of gravitate, for want of a better word. I'm a wizard. Well, it's all free programs. It's nothing special. I was using Caden Live, which is a free open source video editor. It's okay. But when I started doing these new videos, where the files were obviously a lot longer and I had to compress them, speed them up and stuff, it just couldn't handle the I put the cursor on and click play, and it was like I couldn't play it. It was like not playing. It was like which is useless. So now I use, what do I use? It's a new program. Shortcut. I use Shortcut, which is never completely free editing program, open source. You can get it on Windows, Dell, Linux, which is what I use. Don't cost anything. One of the main reasons I use Linux is because all of the the operating systems and all the software, everything is completely free. Obviously, you need to know a little bit more about programming to get your head around it. But, all you got to do is go onto Google, onto YouTube, tap in the search bar, how do I do this with Linux? You get a little video explaining it. So it's not, when I started this new editor, I basically edited a whole video in like 2 or 3 hours by going and just, I'm not sure how to use this bit. So I go onto YouTube and then tap in on the search bar. How do I do this with Shortcut? And it would give me a little video. This is how you do that. Then I go back to it, then do that. And then every time I got stuck, I'd go back to it. And, YouTube is brilliant for, how to weld. I bought a welder. I didn't know how to do any welding. Oh, how do I do this? Oh, that's how you do welding. I couldn't see what I was doing. It flipped down that mask completely black. Couldn't see what I was doing. So I looked up the little video, and there was some bloke with a big 500 watt spotlight shining it at the area that you got to weld, and you get through the darkness of the mask, you can see because you've got to file the metal down so you can get a good contact. And you could see it through the mask, and then it is easy then because you could see where the probe was going. You could weld easy then. But It's, you know, YouTube is very good for how to do things. You indeed. Ahoy toddy for that cold. I got port and brandy. It's the back of the throat a bit. Oh. What do you film with? A camera or phone? I use a camera. Hold on, I'll just go and get it. Yes. It's a Canon 40 times zoom. This thing can zoom in. I got a dead cat on the top. Look, dead cat. That's to stop the wind noise. It's a Canon SX740HS. It's got a flip screen. I think new. They're about 400 quid new. Might be cheaper now because it's quite an old camera. But that's it. That's it. Little, you know, battery, SD card, 32 gigabyte card I put in there. So that's it. Just a little compact camera. Got two of them. That's hold on. That's my new one. There's an older one downstairs that developed a bit of a whirly, giggy, noisy type thing. But it was a second-hand camera, so it's not so bad. I bought that one new. But what I really would like to do, because even in my videos now, this helps a bit, but I want to get a camera that has a mic socket, external microphone. You see bigger YouTubers, they have a camera and they've got a huge microphone on the top, covered in like a dead cat to stop the wind noise. So when it's really windy, I can't really go out and use it, which is pain. YouTube for tutorials is brilliant. Often wonder how we lived without it. Yeah. That's a nice, yeah, it's all right. And the thing is, I bought a G7X Mark II, which was supposed to be the bee's knees, and it was crap. That was far better. Same make. The G7X Mark II cost me like second hand. I could have bought a new one of them. And the Mark III is even more expensive, but the Mark III's got a socket. So do you go with the devil you know or the devil you don't know? Because that works brilliantly on things in a distance, and it's got a really good, you can look at, like, you can show things up close through the camera. It's got a lovely macro, you can show things up close, and it can zoom in on things like half a mile away. It's a great camera. I'd like to be able to test a camera. go to a camera shop and test it. But we used to have a camera shop in Yarte, but it closed. There's no camera shops in Yarte anymore. Yate. All the posh people call it Yarte. Need to sleep, working early. Keep up the good videos. Cheers then, Kirkies. Yeah. Sweet dreams, my lover. Oh yeah, memberships. That was what I was trying to think of earlier. Now, I do memberships, but I need people to send me their favourite membership emoji. No, it's not emojis, is it? It's you get like a little, like an animated character. So I wonder if you can search for the top 100 animated membership characters on YouTube. That might be searchable. Because I tried making a few, but it's very time consuming. I'm going to have to have a puff on my vaporizer. Can you set up a funding system to help you out for equipment? I got a Patreon page. I will go and have a quick look for my Patreon page. Doesn't cost much to join. What have we done with it? See it somewhere. Hold on. Patreon. I put my Patreon page in the chat. There it is. Let's just click on that, open link in new tab, make sure it works. Oh, there I am. Yep. I've got 24 patrons. And you can either, what's the cost? What I got it set to? Settings. I don't know how this pesky thing works. I've got no idea how this thing works. They keep changing it every now and again. I got a notification. They've changed something else. Oh no! So you could do that. But I can set up a campaign, and maybe the next thing I want to buy, I'll set up a campaign on that, and you can, tap into whatever. Oh, we got 13 people watching and 23 thumbs up. 12, 23. So we need at least 50 thumbs up from 12 people watching. Yeah, I need to look into memberships and how you do those animated emoji things. Yeah. drinking battery acid. So when I first had COVID, if puffing on one of these was like doing that, it just hit the back of the throat, something chronic. GoFundMe on YouTube. Yeah, I did one of them a while back. Got a lot of criticism. I thought what I would do is, it's very unpopular, but in the Ukraine, because I'm in the Ukraine, they're going to need metal detectors. When the war's over, they're going to need metal detectors because, America's about to supply the Ukraine with cluster bombs. Well, it might help them out, but you're going to end up with a lot of these bombs all over the place, and children are going to stand on them all. Oh, what's that? Bang. They're going to need a lot of metal detectors after the war's over, and when people start moving back to these areas. So I thought I'd set up a GoFundMe, something along a GoFundMe page avenue to supply the Ukrainians with metal detectors to find these munitions. Because I was in the territorial army. I was in a medical regiment, ambulance, medical people. And I've seen what these things can do. And I thought, well, after the war's over, we could set up a GoFund page, or maybe work with the Ukrainians or something along those lines, and maybe see if we can fund the money for the Ukrainians to get some metal detectors to search for these unexploded bombs. Maybe save a few children's lives. But I'm doing all right at the moment with my YouTube. I'm not like massively doing well, but enough to scrape by. So I think I don't need to go down the route of any kind of massive funding for me. Oh, 14 has dropped to 14. Like, I want to get to 2 hours. I've got to get to 2 hours. And what time is it now? It's 20 to midnight. I've got to get to 2 hours. So any questions? More questions to keep me occupied, please. More questions. I'm not sniffing so much. Maybe the alcohol's doing it. Making me feel a bit more. Oh. You need not brandy, do I? What other brandy have I got here? I got Napoleonic brandy. Only cheap stuff. Cockburn's port. What port have I got? I got cheap nasty port. Ruby port. Something in Portuguese port. Yeah, Portuguese port. It's got a serial number. Must be good. Must be good. Oh. Oh, yeah, I've got to get to 2 o'clock before I die. Oh, I get these notifications. I got a Facebook notification and Jenny Shields, and it looks French. What do I do when I'm not gardening or metal detecting? Down the pub drinking beer. No. Or lying in bed from the hangover from drinking. Is your gold noble the same type as what they found on Tug Team? No, it's not. Unfortunately, my gold noble is a Flanders copy, because in Flanders they like the style, so they copied the style, and then they put like a bit of base metal in there, so it's not 100% like pure gold. It's reduced gold quality. So the actual value of this, and there's a bit of contemporary like defacing going on as well. If it had been so it's only worth like 1,500 quid. If it had been an original Henry VIII gold noble, it would have been 7,000 or 8,000 quid's worth. But because it's a Flemish, some guy called Philip the Bold, because it's a Flemish copy of a gold noble, it's and it's not pure gold. It's worth considerably less. But it was found in amongst a lot of English coins, and a Scottish one. So, yeah, but if it had been a bona fide Henry VIII, well, not probably earlier than Henry VIII, but a bona fide English gold noble, it would have been worth 6 or 7 grand. But unfortunately, it's only worth about 1,500. But I'm not bothered. It's still at the British Museum being assessed. They take forever. The problem with the British Museum, if you think, we'll send, it's great, it's treasure, send it in, send it in. You get to the British Museum, and you wait, 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 and you wait. But the problem is, if a big find, like huge hoard or something, gets found and it gets sent into the British Museum, that takes priority. So any lesser finds, i.e. more, gets pushed back down the queue. So you could be waiting years before you get it back. And I have been waiting years. So the landowner is saying, when are we going to get these coins back? Looking at me like I'm some sort of a criminal. No. I've given. Best thing you can do with a landowner is give them the email of the person who's dealing with it, and if they get a bit squiffy about it, ask them to contact the fines liaison officer and ask them when it's coming. Because otherwise the landowner will start getting squiffy with you. So I'm not bothered. But I'm not bothered. I have made more money. I've made more money from YouTube with our revenue from finding that hoard than the value of the hoard. Yeah, imagine that. Now, besides my gold number, my Charles I pound coin, 20 shillings, solid gold. That was a cracker. And it wasn't bent up or anything. Well, slightly bent up. 20 shillings pound coin. Sold it at auction for 4,800 quid. But auction houses take a bit of, I wouldn't say they take a chunk like that. They take a chunk like that. So it might have gone for 4,800, but by the time they paid you, it was for 3,800. You take £1,000 off me, £1,000. You know, £1,000. And auction houses. So it was sold. So I waited a couple of weeks and I thought, well, I haven't had the check yet. So I contacted them and they said, oh no, you have to wait a month before you get your money. Really? A month? But if you were to buy that coin, of the person who bought that coin off the auction house, you got to pay within 48 hours. It's criminal. It's almost, no, I'm not going to say it, but it's a bit iffy. What's my best beach find? I've only been on a beach with metal detector once. I went to a beach with my Morley detecting Somerset, and my brother. Got my brother to drive because where I live, we don't live near a beach. We went to Weston-super-Mare. It was a few miles away. And we did a bit of beach detecting, and I've only done beach detecting once. I'm sure people, you find more gold on the beach, but you find a lot of like coinage and ring pulls and stuff like that. I would imagine my hoard hunter would be perfect on the beach, but you need to find a beach where there are rocks under the sand. Reason being is because, rock pools, when you go off the beach onto the rocks, you get rock pools. But where people congregate on the sand, there's going to be rocks under the sand, and there's going to be rock pools under the sand. So all the metal objects that they're dropping are going to congregate into the rock pools that are under the sand. So you need to detect with that huge coil. I could detect where the concentrations are, and then I'd know that there was a rock pool there. But I wouldn't be able to dig it. I'd need a JCB to dig it out to the rock pool. But I've seen stories where people have found a lot of like gold coins where the sand has never been eroded that deep to expose the rock underneath, and all the coins get congregated into the rocks that are under the sand. So yeah, I've only been detecting once. I'll go and see if I can find that video. It's in here somewhere. Let's have a look. Just trying to find that video. Switch account. West Country Clegg. Oh, there I am doing my live stream. I need to go to YouTube Studio. Content. Beach. Right, beach. Let's hope that comes up. Oh, it does. Right, there it is. I'll copy the link. Come back to me live stream. Here I'm back. So this is the video where I've done beach metal detecting once with my brother and Morley from Detecting Somerset. I'm posting it in the chat now. There it is. Right, so my people watching me is going to go down to 0 now. When did I do that? How long ago was that? Does it say? Oh. can't see it anywhere. What's your favourite time in history or prehistory? Personally, I love early medieval, dark ages, leading up to the Norman conquest. I will watch it later. Oh, I did Toner. Have you been on before? No? Oh, it's one of Meryl's friends. I did Toner. I was chatting to Meryl earlier. I send him when he does his videos, and he says it comes up on the screen and it says, what does it say? Like 1,000 likes, please. Don't say that. I gave him I sent him an animated GIF of what I put up on the screen. Anyway, where was I? My favourite point in history. Oh. Mm-hmm. I think early medieval was pretty good. I used to do it. I used to do a lot with my brother, and we used to do. He worked for, well, I worked for a company that made the first. Basically, you get these things called trebuchets. Everybody's got a trebuchet nowadays. These things that chuck rocks. Well, I worked for a guy. His name was David Lazenby. He was a South African, and he did loads of research when he was at university in South Africa. And I don't know if he was at university in South Africa or he came to this country to do his university degree in this country. But anyway, he did loads of research on medieval siege engines, weapons of war and stuff. And this is back in the sort of 1980s, early 1990s. And he did all this research on these siege machines that they used back in medieval times. And he then looked at the pictures and all the, the illustrated manuscripts, that sort of thing. And he constructed these siege machines out of little bits of balsa wood and stuff. And he started flinging marbles or something similar in size, and he started making these things. And the first time he tried it, it slingshotted this thing, and this marble went up and down, and instantly became obvious that the reason it went up and down was to get over the castle walls. So it went up and down. It didn't go like horizontal and try and smash into the walls. No, it went up and down. And that's when he knew he was getting things right. So I worked for him, and we built some of the first siege engines in the world. He was the first. He was the guy that researched it. He was the first guy to do it, and we made the first siege engines ever built. And now, everyone's got a siege engine. So yeah, early medieval. They even used siege engines during the First World War. They got a siege engine that is like an arm and a carved cup, carved cup into the wood like that. And there's a cross beam here. So it comes up, hits, and the rock goes horizontal. And the spring is twisted ropes. And you crank it down with the twist of the ropes, and it comes up, hits an arm, and the projectile goes horizontal. So what they used to do in the First World War is they'd get in a grenade, they pull the pin out, they flick the switch, this thing would go bang, and depending on how well they judged it, they could get the grenade to explode directly over the trenches. I think the Ukrainians could do with something like that. But yeah, I worked for a company that made the first trebuchets in the world, and I worked for them. So, and then after that, it just went we were on TV all over the place. Are you feeling any better yet, Clegg? Oh yeah, this is certainly helping. I don't feel so bad. This morning I felt a bit rough. Yesterday I was in bed just like hot and cold shivers all day. I didn't eat anything all day. I felt rough. Can I taste anything? Hold on. I can taste more than I did earlier. Drink hot tea black with lemon and honey in the morning. It will help you through the day. Good for hay fever. Just saying, local organic honey, 2 tablespoons. Yeah, honey. That's an ABBA song, isn't it? ABBA song? Honey. Yeah, I think it is. Anyway, where was I? What do you think about the new Time Team YouTube channel? I miss Tony and Phil. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's okay. But there's a bit of wokeness, isn't there, to the new Time Team? You know what they say? Go woke, go broke. I'm not going to say what I mean by it's a bit woke. I think you understand what I mean about it going a bit woke. But yeah, I think it's going a bit woke. And I think they're going to lose popularity if they carry on going down that route. Yeah. I've noticed all the metal detecting. Do you remember last year we had loads of like new metal detecting channels on the TV, and I haven't seen any this year. Are they doing them? I've not seen any evidence of them redoing them. That seems to have died a death. Perhaps they have, but they did that that one with the tall guy from the Channel 5 newsreader. That was done in the summer, wasn't it? I haven't seen anything like that. And then they did the other one, which I was sort of briefly involved with. Forgotten the name of that one. They didn't get back in contact with me for that one. It all seems to have died a death. Maybe, well, I know why the metal detecting ones died a death is because all of the anti, the anti-detecting establishment, the archaeologist anti-detectorists, they would have piled into those programs, making like multiple complaints, and they would have thought, oh, we don't want to be bothered with all these complaints. We'll pull the plug on any new metal detecting channels because we don't want this hassle with all these complaints. And that's why whenever you see a new series of metal detecting coming out on the TV, the next year there won't be any, because all the archaeologists, the armchair archaeologists that hate metal detectorists, will be piling in those complaints, and you won't see it again the following year. Period. So, what do I think of Time Team now? Go woke, go broke. Right, next question. Not the same without Tony Robinson. No, it's not the same. The chap replacing Tony, I'll refer you back to what I just said a second ago about being woke. Good night, everyone. Thank you, Cleggy Butt. Thank you, Cleggy Butt. Why do we say butt at the end? I love all your videos, both channels. Cheers, Digger 1798. Why do archaeologists dislike metal detectorists? Why? Why did they do it? Because obviously, because they have to go through their university degrees that cost a small fortune, and they're piled with debt. And when they get out into the big wild world of trying to get a job, they don't get paid very much, and they're still piled with debt. Maybe they have some kind of chip. But we need to break free of this sort of crap. YouTube's the perfect example. We could break free of it. I've tried to employ archaeologists to come and do work for me. They're not interested. They're just not interested. But if you look at the so what I've done is I've looked, with a fine-tooth comb, the code of metal detectoring. The code. They did that chap in it. What's his name? Keith something or other. Westcock. Keith Westcock. He did a little put a video. He went on Time Team and he got all the people on there to do a little video, and it's now on the Portable Antiquities Scheme database. And it said that we have to follow the code. Oh yes, you can't break the code. You have to follow the code. But the code is guidelines. It's guidelines. It's not law. They're guidelines. I when I found the 20. Don't tell anyone this. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell an archaeologist this one. When I found the 20 shillings gold Charles I pound coin, it was right next to a tree stump. Right next to a tree stump. And I spoke to the landowner. I said, "Oh, there's a chance that the tree could be growing, because this coin is like 400 years old. The tree is not 400 years old. There could be a chance that the tree is now growing on the hoard where this coin might have shed from." So, it was an ashtray. So it had, arguably it had dieback, and the girth was about what are we looking at here? 24, 25 inches, that big, of the tree. We chopped the tree. We got a JCB in, and we dug the root ball of the tree out of the ground. It took about 2 hours, and that tree stump came out. I didn't film it for obvious reasons. And as we were digging the tree stump out, we got about 1 meter down, and there were chippings, like sculpins, under the tree. And we thought, well, how did them sculpins get there? So, and the landowner's wife was with me. I said, look, the sculpins, how did they get there? So she had a word with her husband, the land, sort of joint landowners. Oh yeah, we put a ditch. We dug a ditch in there about 5 years ago. Oh, really? So that coin could have come up from 1 meter down, and the actual hoard could be anywhere. Could have actually the digger could have gone through the hoard. So I got pictures somewhere on my computer of the aftermath of this tree being chopped down and the root ball being ripped out of the ground. It was like a Ukrainian bomb crater. Oh, and that I thought it probably not a good idea to post this on my YouTube channel. So basically what I'm saying is digging below the plough soil is guidelines. Oh, good night, Paul. Oh, it's gone past 2 hours. What time is it? Oh, 10 past midnight. Oh. Oh my God, it's getting more viewers. Probably more people in America. Oh, I could keep going. I've got nothing else to do. Oh, blow me nose. Look, 15 people watching, only 24 thumbs up. Come on. What's the oldest thing I've ever found? Well, I got that polished stone axe head somewhere. I was going to do Village Day. I thought, well, I'll put this in a safe place. So I'll find it for Village Day. And I put it in a safe place. Could I find it? No, it's in a safe place. But the thing is, the strange thing is, I thought, well, if I put it in a safe place, and I can remember thinking to myself, I'll need to be able to find it for Village Day. I couldn't find it. It's in the house somewhere. But it's a 6,500-year-old polished stone axe head. Some dude or dudess made 6,500 years ago to chop a tree down. That's a stranger thing I found. Strangest. I did find a horseshoe once where it kind of went round like that, and on the bottom it came down, up into it like a V, and back and round. And I think I gave it to one of the landowners, and it was supposedly a medicinal horseshoe. So the horse was, maybe had a bit of a split in the shoe and a damaged hoof. They could put this on and it would keep the, what they call, what's nails made of? Well, for the want of a better word, a horse nail, obviously a bit bigger, it would keep it together. There is a name. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember it. Not, the fibrous bit of the shoe. Hoof. Well, yeah, obviously. But if that's it. Curling. Curatine. Yeah, one of them. The shoe would sort of hold together. If they stood on a rock or, you know, occasionally we break our nails, don't we? And a crack, and it goes into the skinny bit, you know. Yeah. I've had too many port brandies to remember how to pronounce the word. Love watching your videos. Makes my day. Susie, Merthyr Tydfil. I've been there. I've been to Merthyr Tydfil. When I was in the TA, we had Merthyr Tydfil's got a pub. I don't know if it's still open or not, called the Great Escape. Right in sort of like in the middle of a roundabout, I think. And we had a weekend. It was always called Operation Great Escape, and it was the name of the pub. It was Operation Great Escape. Oh, you know, it was never been there before. Well, what's that all about? We get there, and it's the name of a pub. And we were in there one day, and then this rugby team came in. My God, they could sink a few jars of ale, make me look like a lightweight. But, you know, it's always nice to get out on the Brecon Beacons. Well, they're not called the Brecon Beacons anymore. They're called something else. So, yeah. The Great Escape. It's called the Celtic Bar now. Ugh. The Great Escape sounds better. It's a modernish pub, not old. It's sort of like in the mid. Well, I'm not going to say it was on a roundabout, but it's sort of like a roundabout-ish. Oh, you're getting low on brandy. But I've still got a bit of port. Can you see in there? Oh, no. The bottle's too dark. Where is it? It's about there. Celtic Bar. Ugh. No, Celtic's nice, old. But the Great Escape was a better name. Good night, Cleggy. Gonna make a donation to your detecting channel to help towards the cost of your new equipment. Woohoo! Woohoo! Best of luck, you deserve it, Cleggy. Cheers, Phil. Mwah. We'll have to meet up down a pub one day. If you're gonna come into Yate, we'll have to meet up. Oh, feeling much better. My nose isn't running so much. Am I up early in the morning? Oh, well, what's the weather doing tomorrow? Let's have a quick look. No, I don't want to leave that one. Hold on, let's go to a different one. What's the weather doing tomorrow? Oh, pissing down tomorrow. Yeah, it's a Met Office from 5 a.m. It is pissing down with rain to about 18 p.m. So from 5 a.m. to 18 p.m. it is piddling down. So probably not. sure. I've dropped down to 10 viewers now. No. I wouldn't go out in the rain. Plus, I'm ill. Ooh. Let's check what the weather's going to do the next day. What's it? Oh my God! The next day's thunder and lightning. 70% chance of rain. Oh, what's Sunday doing? Oh, Sunday looks nicer. Monday, a bit better. Tuesday looks agreeable. Let's check the other channel. So Friday, it's pissing down. Saturday, it's pissing down with high winds. Sunday, it's pissing down to about 2 o'clock. Could go metal detecting on Sunday afternoon. Monday looks drier. Tuesday, well, we can't go too far ahead. They can't predict that far ahead. So, yeah, it looks like it's going to be wet for the next few days, which is good because I contacted some people tonight, emailed them, and I said, normally I don't do people's gardens in the summer because it dries out and you get dead patches. But it's been raining a lot and it's forecast to rain a lot. So, the chances are where you dig the hole, it's not going to dry out, it's going to survive and grow okay. It's a high probability it won't die. So we could dig some holes in your garden. Hi, Cleggy. When you decide on the lens, did you look at the Nocta in video? I did. I don't know much about deep scanning machines. Well, I spoke to my friend Cliff, and because he's got he makes things for a metal detecting retailer. I'm going to get into trouble now. I've forgotten the name. He makes things for metal detection retail, and they found it's like a club, and they go on, these retailers, they do club digs and stuff, and they went on a rally because they organize rallies, and they went and a hoard was found. So they brought that machine along, and they said that you could see the shape of it under the ground. And it's how deep could it go? Now, the reason I bought the one I bought, the Lorenz, is because you can do you can search a field, you can walk up and down, and you can do exactly the same thing, and you can plug it into a computer, and it will give you a subsurface map, a bit like geophysics. But I haven't done that yet because when I got the machine, I had some really great land. But all of a sudden, I took my Lorenz onto this really great land, and the tenant farmer of this great land told me to get off. He didn't like me anymore. But the landowner wanted me on there. But the tenant farmer just suddenly decided he didn't like me anymore. And I think I know the reason I fell out. I don't know why I fell out with the tenant farmer, but I think I know the reason why I fell out with the tenant farmer is because I had not a newbie, but someone previous to me, these people that you take metal detecting with, go metal detecting with. I went metal detecting with this guy, and I had the permission on this land, but he had joint permission on this land. And the permission that he had was with the tenant farmer and not the landowner. I had permission with the landowner and not the tenant. And he was mates with the tenant and I was mates with the landowner. And when I fell out with this guy, he must have muddied the waters, and that's why I lost this great permission that had the potential for coin hoards, because there were concentrations of Roman coins on this land. And the reason I fell out with him was because he was digging up items that were blatantly treasure items and not declaring them. You can go to prison. You can go to prison for not declaring treasure items. And he was digging up treasure items one after the other and not declaring them. So I've, my conscience got the better of me, and I thought to myself, I don't want to go metal detecting with this bloke anymore. I'm not going to shop him, but I don't want to go detecting with him. And that has happened quite often with previous people that I've gone metal detecting with. Now, obviously, I've got stuff stuck in the British Museum that I would have liked to have had back by now, but I'd rather do it the proper way, the legal way, than do it the unprofessional and illegal way. So, yeah. No. I'm getting sidetracked here. I definitely got sidetracked. That was a bit of a rant, sorry. But that's the main reason I stopped going metal detecting with people. Some people just suddenly decide that they don't like me anymore and bugger off, but I try to do things the proper way. And sometimes it doesn't always pan out. So, yeah. Sorry about the rant. Oh, God. Any more questions? Come on. Was the rant too much of a rant? Are you all suddenly shocked? Like to try and do it the legal way? Let's not stick to your morals. Got to. Yeah. Cheers. Are you digging it? Are you digging it? Yeah, got to stick to your morals. Maybe the reason I don't get on with people is because I'm too intelligent. They reckon intelligent people don't get on. They're always like seeing weakness in others. They're always too demanding. Get the violin out. Oh yeah, keep it light and entertaining. Right, where was I? New stuff. Yeah, got a new edger for the edging. Possible new permission coming up. SB Mowing. Yeah, trying to copy this guy in America called SB Mowing. He gets like 14 million views of video for just mowing lawns, literally. Got a few big jobs planned, huge jobs. I got one huge job planned. So I think it's when it gets to 2 hours 30, I think it's time to pull the plug. And I will hopefully be out doing a bit of edging in the next couple of days, depending on the weather, because it looks like it's piddling down tomorrow. Do you have to declare everything you find at all times? Maybe you can explain the process. No, you don't have to declare everything. If you've got a single gold coin, my Charles I gold coin was a single gold coin. No, it wasn't until at this point. I didn't have to declare it, but I did anyway. Because it's Charles I. He's one of the only monarch we've had executed. So I declared that one, but got it back pretty quick. You don't have to declare everything. If it's more than one gold coin, yes, you have to declare it. If it's a bunch of Roman coins altogether, more than 7, you have to declare that as a hoard. Was it 8? And same with silver. If it's one silver coin, you don't have to declare it. But if it's multiple silver coins, you do. So John finding 120 silver coins in that field is seriously debatable hoard, because the plough spreads it about. So yeah, and they're trying to change it now so for the law, so that anything worth a certain amount of money is a hoard. But these people can't cope with what they're doing now. How are they going to cope with these new stuff coming in? You won't get 14 million views ranting. There's one thing I can do. I can put that user in timeout, like this. Bye! Stand up for your rights. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's always one idiot in the... Yeah. I was going to make Hazel, Sally May, a mod. Add as moderator. I get a right click to make there as a moderator. If I was getting too many chats, but yeah, there's always one person that likes to mess you around a bit. And I tend, give it a couple of days, I'll probably remove this video, because it doesn't, I'm drinking, I'm smoking a vaporizer. It doesn't do doesn't do the algorithm much good. but you know, you got to have a chat, didn't you? So it's not so bad. Anyway, I'm off to bed. Keep making those good videos. We might enjoy them. Good night, my lover. Are you digging it? Cheers. Sweet dreams. Yeah, I've been on YouTube for 7 years. 7 years. My main channel, West Country Clegg. I've had, I've got to 17,000 subscribers. Like I said, I gave John a shout out when he was way below me, and now he's way above me. And he's got there because he finds good finds, and he's got other social media platforms. I think he got a TikTok. Last time I looked, he had a TikTok channel with 900,000 subs on it. So he's just directing people to his YouTube channel, and that's why he's getting so many subscribers. Well, 10 people watching, only 27 thumbs up. Yeah, well, look at it's John and Holtzhammer. You know Holtzhammer? So I can find him. Holtzhammer. He's another one, Holtzhammer. He finds amazing finds. And you think John finds good stuff. Holtzhammer finds amazing relics. Absolutely amazing relics he finds. I'm going to have to go back to YouTube. Has he done one recently? No. Yeah, Holtzhammer Sacks. Yes. I'll put this in the chat. This guy finds amazing relics. I'm just pasting in the chat now. You go and look at his channel. Obviously, after my stream has ended. Oh, it's gone past 2:30. Let's make it 3. I'm not going anywhere. It's going to be piddling down with rain tomorrow. And the next day, I may as well keep this channel chat going all night. Oh. 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 So it's getting less I'm starting to feel the alcohol a bit now though. It's getting less burning sensations, like I'm gargling battery acid. I'm starting to taste it a bit. I think tomorrow I might feel better. I might do a video tomorrow where I just walk around some places where I'm thinking of doing some jobs and just filming them, just a little short video, and see and do a poll on which place you would like me to do. I think I'll do that for this channel, for Clegg the Lawnmower Man. Oh look, everybody's gone off to watch Holtzhammer and they've left my stream. What? I've got this big sheet up because, you know, there's a bit of a mess behind it. Talks volumes. Yeah. Holtzhammer. Holtzhammer Sags. It's a strange name, that. But yeah, he finds amazing things. And he says, oh, sometimes I find nothing. Well, really nothing. He's finding gold coins almost one after the other, and hammered coins every time he goes out. You know, the complete range of histories he's finding. It's amazing what he gets. I need to move to where he lives, because the stuff he finds is just mind-boggling. Talks volumes. Hold on, I'm gonna get rid of this bloody thing in the way. Remove. I got this heart right in the way of removing stand up for your rights. As soon as someone else comment, because as soon as someone else comments, I can remove this asshole from the stream. There we go. Right, remove. Well, he's gone. Done it. This user's messages will be hidden. Whatever that means. Hello from Oregon, USA. Hello, Oregon. Hello. One more time. Oregon. Let's see. Oregon, USA. Is that in the north? Hold on, let's check. I'll just check. Map. There's the map. Oregon is, well, sort of in the north. And the west coast. Oregon. Yeah, Oregon. Capital city is Salem. Eugene or Portland. Portland is the capital city of Oregon, I think. Hello from Pennsylvania. Well, Pennsylvania, that's on the east coast. Pennsylvania. Cheers. Oh, we're getting a few Americans joining it now. English people are going to bed. It's getting on for 1:45 in the morning here, but I'm not doing anything because, well, it's going to be piddling down with rain tomorrow, but I might get out and film a few locations, and then I'll do a poll on my community page asking for which areas you think I should do next. That might help. Message retracted from Chuck. No, I didn't delete Chuck. I only deleted Stand Up for Your Rights because he was being a bit of a cock. Salem is our seat of government. Ooh, Salem. Salem, that's that sounds familiar, that name. Salem witch trials? Do they have witch trials in Salem? Or am I thinking of that film with Johnny Depp? Night, Clegg. Hope you feel better soon. Cheers, Susie. Sweet dreams. Oh yeah, I've been buying some new tools. I did have a push down edger. I just thought it's not petrol, it's a battery operated edger, and it's going to come in. It's in 2 halves, so you've got the motor at one end, and it's sort of a split shaft, and then you've got another end that goes into the split shaft, which is the edger, and it comes together. You can buy multiple ends, like chainsaws and all sorts that go into the end. So I bought a proper edger, like what SB Mowing uses. It's not petrol, but you know, I was finding with the manual one, I couldn't really do much. I want to be able to strip the edges of like 100 yards. Well, probably not 100 yards, but you know, a few yards. Have I given up on my Horde Hunter? No. It's just I saw this chap on YouTube. Look at I put a link in the description, didn't I, earlier? SB Mowing. Did I put it up here? So I can find it. Is it that one? No, it might be that. Was it that one? Let's just check to see if it's that one. Copy. Paste. No, it's not that one. Oh, where's SB Mowing gone? Hold on. This chap called SB Mowing. Ah, there he is. And this guy gets millions of views for cutting people's lawns. Right, let's go for most popular. Right, this one, he's doing some jet washing. I'm going to hit this one. He made it a year ago, and he's still getting 200 views per hour. And he's on 14 million views. I just pause it. Right, share. Copy. So I copy that. I'll put it in the live stream now. Let's go back down. So this guy called SB Mowing. and he does exactly the same as what I do. I've always done, like, if there's something like weeds or brambles and it looks unsightly, I will clear it up and I'll do it for nothing. And this guy does more or less exactly the same thing. Obviously, what he does, the gardens in America are considerably bigger than, around here. But there's no reason why I couldn't do exactly the same. And I thought I would, like, jiggery poker it up a bit and metal detect the overburden that goes onto these footpaths. And the first video I did where I actually found something, which was a copper screw. I got 4,000 views out of that video. So here is a video that he's done with 14 million views. 14 million of him tidying up the garden. Obviously, I'm on 10. I've got 10 viewers at the moment live, so it's probably going to drop to, it's up to 11. It's probably going to drop to 5. But if you go and watch his videos, I thought, well, 14 million views. I got a video that's got 400,000 views. Not even 500,000, 400,000. It's earned me £1,500. So what are you going to earn from 14 million views? If it's 1,500, that's 3,000. Let's just do a quick where's my calculator? Got to find my calculator. So that's 3,000, right? So £3,000 times by 14 equals £42,000 for one video. Right, here's this video of him getting 14 million views. Yes, obviously I'm going to drop a massive amount of people because everyone's going to go off and watch this. But here it is anyway. Blow me nose. Oh, 14 million. What was it? £42,000 from one video. That's more than I've earned in. Well, I probably wouldn't want to give that away, but that's more I've earned in a few years in total. More than 3 years. I'm not going to say how many years, but probably considerably more than 3 years. Yeah. One video. One. Yeah, it's gone very quiet with comments. They're all off watching the video. Oh, I get up to 3 hours now. I hope everyone's subscribing to this new channel. Oh. Yeah, chat's gone very quiet. Everyone's looking at this guy. Let's go and look at it myself, actually. Oh. I got one of those edges coming. Oh, he's got a curvy one. That's enough. I don't want to get demonetized. Well, I can't get demonetized because I'm not monetized now. But well, I'm only showing his audio. I think I'm all right with that. Yeah, definitely everyone's gone off to watch him because I'm down to 9 viewers. 8. That's dropping. It's plummeting. When it gets to 3 hours, I'm going to pull the plug, which is in 8 minutes. All right, my lover is going to pull the plug in 8 minutes. I was going to pull the plug an hour ago. Oh, 7. Let's drop to 7. Nobody loves me. Do yourself a big fat favour. Replay this live stream and think, did I do it right? Probably not. Probably not. What I normally do is, if I've had a few beers, which tends to happen, what I will do is I will delete this live stream and well, so you can download and copy it if you want to look at it in the future, but I will probably delete this live stream once it's gotten me I got to get to 4,000 hours of watch time, and the longer I can stay on, 3 hours is a long time. I will probably delete it in a few days after it's given me the maximum amount. I just see how long it goes for before it starts to drop off. So yeah, I'll probably do that. I can understand why I get so many views. No, it's crazy. Why does he get so many views? All he is mowing lawns. Why does he get like 14 million views for mowing lawns? I've always done the same sort of thing. I've done a lot of free work. I've always done that. And I thought, well, I've paid out about 800 quid for tools that I don't normally use. I just go around mowing lawns in my local street, and I do probably about 5 or 6 lawns in the morning. I go home for my lunch, and then I go off metal detecting, and then I do film all my finds when I'm out metal detecting, and that's how I've always worked. But as soon as I saw this guy getting hundreds of thousands of views a video for mowing lawns, I thought, ooh. But he's not metal detecting what he's shoveling off the paths. All those people walking up and down those paths, they must have dropped something. I can merge two what do you call it? Oh, I've forgotten the word. It's gone. Genres. That's not right. Something like genres. I can merge 2 genres together with metal detecting and what he's doing. And maybe it'll take off better. Got to get up at 4 a.m. Well, if you're in the UK, you've got 3 hours sleep. You did do it right, Cleggy. You're being yourself. You're not fake like some others. Oh, sweet Jane. Jayn. Is that Jane? Jane. Yeah, Jane, I think. Oh, I'll give you a few hearts here. Look, hearts. Oh, hearts. Pump out those hearts. There you go. Oh, there's even more going up. What's going on? Anyway, yeah, I'm going to close this stream in about a few minutes. I'm only down to 9 people watching. So I will be off to bed soon. Must be feeling better. That's not burning me throat. When I started the live stream, that tasted like drinking battery acid. No, it tasted nice, but it was like rough on the throat. So I must be feeling better. Right. I got a dribble of brandy. No, it's a dribble. It's definitely a dribble. And I didn't drink all of this. You know, I shared it a bit with my dad. I only gave him a little bit because he's approaching 90 years old. He can't drink red wine because red wine gives him, well, let's say if he drinks red wine, it gets messy, to say the least. So he only had a bit of the brandy with ice. I had most of that half bottle, probably about 2/3. And I've got probably about, because there's that bottle, about that much of the port left. I may as well fill my glass right up. Well, it's not going to fill it right up, but there's enough in there. Everyone's saying good night. Oh, everyone's off. What's this big tick mean? I don't know what the big tick means. There's a big tick, a big green tick. What's the big green tick mean? Can someone tell me what the big green tick means? I haven't done a live stream in about 2 years. Oh, dropped to 8. Oh, back up to 9. Oh, no, my luck, I'm about to finish, and half a dozen Americans will jump on board. I got 9 people watching and only 29 thumbs up. I reckon I'm good for another 50 thumbs up. Oh, that red wine. Oh, it's staining my teeth, something terrible. Ugh, look at that. Look like a tramp. Oh, I don't know. That was a bit harsh. Oh, 3 o'clock. No, not 3 o'clock. I've been live for 3 hours. So I think I'm going to call it a night. And I will wish you, well, not sweet dreams. Sweet dreams to everybody in Europe. And maybe in the UK if you're still up. And everybody in America that's just starting to do, you know, they've had their tea or evening meal, and they're just sitting down to look at YouTube. good evening. Everyone in Australia has probably gone to bed. And I will see you on the next live stream. Cheers! Is it ended?